Boom. Thank you, Zoom, for letting me know. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome. You are tuned into Mic Drop. I'm your humble host, Big Mike, coming to you from my home. You see me with the lovely champagne bottle. I apologize in advance for the blurry camera. I'm on my shitty camera laptop, but nonetheless, it's okay because today is a great day. I have finally done it. I am celebrating my 100th vlog, and I decided to celebrate this momentous occasion with my dope ass, awesome bestie friend in the whole world, Miss Sana Khan. Yay!
Aw,
I
thanks.
didn't,
Thanks for having me. Congratulations.
thank you. I should have got some
Woo.
applause or something, like an app that does applause, but whatever. It's fine. So I decided on this momentous occasion, I figured seeing it's the 100th vlog, I figured why not bust out some, I think this is champagne. So let's, oh
Pop.
yes.
Whoa.
Ooh. All right. I'm going to have a little,
Yay. Applause here in the background.
thank you.
Congrats.
Thank you very
I'm
much.
I'm drinking in spirit. I will have some water.
Lovely, healthy. Health is important. Health
Mm.
is wealth, as they say.
I totally would have had that toast, but it's
Okay. Well, we
COVID
could.
time,
It would
so
have been nicer to have it in person, but we're still in some COVID-ish protocols. Although everything's opened up, so you know.
yeah. Yeah.
So I don't have a plan. I'm going to admit to the audience, we don't have a plan on what we're going to talk about in this vlog. I mean, even though this is my 100th vlog, I figured, what, Tina, I'm a laid back dude by nature. Okay, I let things kind of flow. Don't really have I plan out the vlogs, but for the most part, me and Son are just gonna talk shit for about an hour or whatever the hell, however long this shit goes. We'll see how it goes. So, but no, I am very happy that I'm to be able to celebrate this Sonic because I feel like what I was thinking to myself going forward. The one thing I want to do now that I've crossed the threshold of 100, I want to kind of do a little bit different stuff with the vlogs. For example, I want to have more collaborative vlogs like with you and stuff like that, different topics. Yes, it's great to see my lovely bearded face, but then I like having a little bit of a discord or a different perspective on things because
So it's mic drop, right?
my
It's mic drop, and I
actually,
know
what funny story. Actually, today I'm sorry to interrupt you. There's an actual dude who has a mic drop podcast. Believe it or not,
what.
I just noticed this because it came up on my feed. I'm like, well, fuck that guy because this one. But anyway, go on. Sorry.
You gotta make it a little different so you can
Big Mike.
copyright.
Maybe I have to rebrand it as Big Mic Drop. Maybe
Big mic drop. I like that. I
I
like
might have to
that.
rebrand. I might have to do some rebranding just to be safe.
So, how would you describe your blog, Mike? Because you're saying now that you reached 100, right? For
Yes.
those that, let's say, haven't listened to you, how would you describe your vlog? Like, what would you say about it?
Well, similar to you, we're like you said that you're like really you have multiple interests and multiple
Yeah.
things that you're interested in, multiple things you can talk about. And Sana has a channel and a website and a vlog that she or a podcast that she does as well. Check it out as well. I'll put the link in the description for y'all to check out as well. I guess if I had to describe my vlog, it's just like it's multifaceted. I kind of the one thing I didn't want to do, I guess, because I get bored of certain things. I didn't want to just have it just as one central theme. Like, for example, I'm a dating vlog or just talking about dating all the fucking time. Like, dating is fine to talk about, but I don't want to talk about dating.
Which, by the way, you're very entertaining when you do talk about that.
Well, depend. Well, thank you, but I mean, it gets me into trouble sometimes. I get in a little bit of hot water with women who stumble on it and happen to because I say some shit that women don't like to hear. But,
If you want, as as a woman, if you ever you're thinking of moving forward, and
yes.
you can always have segments in your vlog, and if you want, you could do like a dating part, and I can come in and talk to you about that too, so you
I
have
think that's
both in a man and a woman's
you know what? I
perspective.
think that might be a good idea because when I
Yeah,
speak, there's no, you know me for a while. I really barely, rarely filter my responses.
it's one of the
So
great things I like about you.
well, thank you, but a lot of people don't like that shit. But they don't care. But I think that, but I think that's kind of what I like. In the beginning when I was doing it, I had no real idea of what the vlog was going to be or what I was going to talk about. I just kind of friends were telling me to do it, so I just said okay for like a year, and I refused for like all 2014. They were saying, "Yo, you should do a vlog. You should do a vlog." I was like, "Nah, fuck that." And then finally 2015, I said, "Okay, I'll just do one on my dating experience and whatever." And then I got like a little bit of response, and then it kind of just was based off whatever was going on. Like if it was a movie that came out that I wanted to talk about, or some sports that was going on. I would say over the past year, I mean, this is probably some of the best stuff I've put out, I feel, in terms of my vlogs, like in terms of content. I think the reason too is I've done, like, when I speak on something now, I've done the research to back up what I'm talking about. I feel like that's the one thing going forward as well I want to make sure that I'm doing. I don't want to just be like these people who just sit there and open their mouth and just let word vomit fly out and they're just saying shit just to,
Well, I mean, opinions aside, you know, some people come out and just have an opinion, and that's okay. The thing with
But I
opinion,
think the problem is a lot of them rooted in fact. They try to state the opinion as fact.
right?
Like my opinion,
It's when you weave the two together, it
yes.
gets a little tricky. Yeah.
Mine, I try, like, listen, I try to make sure I preface, like, if I'm stating an opinion, just an opinion. It's not rooted in fact.
Yeah.
Just something I think is the case. Like this is strictly opinion. This is nothing rooted in any research I've done. I have jokingly said that I believe that most men would push their mother off a cliff if they could have sex with a hot girl. They would, if they had to choose between sex with a hot girl and their mom is on a cliff and they got to make a choice to push this mom. Like, let's say if Beyonce was like, yo, I'll have sex with you right now, but you got to push your mom off a cliff. I believe that like 6 out of 10 guys would probably do that shit.
Okay. So you said 60%?
No,
not like...
No, not I initially I said 80. I've whittled it down to 60. I think I'll give some men some credit. I don't think all men are that bad. So I'll say 60% of men. Because and this is just based off of, this is not rooted in any research. I've not done any fact checking on this. This is just strictly a silly, funny opinion that I have.
Okay.
Not rooted in any. I can admit this. I don't have anything to back this up. I'm just.
Is that what got you into trouble? Like, what was the thing that got you into trouble?
Okay, so last year, many things have got me into trouble. But last year,
one memorable thing, I guess.
Okay, so I did a vlog on eye candy and soul food last year, and it was basically so eye candy and soul food. And that's probably been my most popular vlog to date so far since over the past year. I've got over like 500 views on that alone. So the reason why I talked about it is more just, I said eye candy was more from the perspective of looking for something temporary or something like in terms of dating, right? I was comparing it to dating. Eye candy being something temporary, something short term, soul food being something long term, sustainable, stuff like that. Now, I never said that eye candy was bad. Never said soul food was amazing. My whole goal with that was just know the energy that you're putting out there in the world, like in terms of dating, men and women both. Because some women may think that they want soul food, but then the energy and what they're projecting to some people might be like, you're looking for something temporary, you're looking for eye candy. That's all I was trying to say. So one girl last year stumbled on my profile on Hinge, and she went off on me for like we ended up arguing for 45 minutes, which was like the weirdest thing, because I don't understand why you'd match with someone to argue with them for 45 minutes. Like, basically she was like, I have an issue with what you said in your eye candy and soul food vlog. And I'm like, okay, what is the issue? And she's like, well, I don't like that you said eye candy because eye candy implies something physical, like you're just looking at appearance. Fair. But I said that's not what my intent was. My intent was, and I explained just what I said to you. So she was like, well, women aren't going to understand that, if you don't explain it. I'm like, well, I only have so many fucking characters. I can't explain it in like a fucking full detail, but that's what I meant. And I said, well, women are pretty smart. I think that women can kind of understand what I meant. And she's like, well, what do they say when, when they say to you what they want to be? Did they say eye candy or soul food? And I said, well, most women say that they want to be soul food. And she was like, well, how do you know if they're telling the truth? I'm like, I don't fucking know. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, what am I, the fucking Hinge dating police? Like, I don't give a shit. If a girl's lying, that's her problem. That's nothing to do with me. Like, I don't care. Yeah. And I thought, and I ended up matching with them. Like, you're an idiot. Like, why are you matching with someone to argue with them for 45 minutes? Like, I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's not that serious. Like, that's one thing. And then a girl had asked me during the lockdown to do a vlog on the quality of women that I've experienced on dating apps. So I'm a man of the people. So I said, sure, why not? Thinking, whatever.
Oh.
No big deal. So
Are you walking right into a trap, Mike?
I did. because I'm thinking, oh, I'm just gonna state my opinion. And I was not harsh. I don't think I bashed anyone. I rewatched it a few times. I don't think I said anything rude or disrespectful. I just said that most of my experiences have been good, but then I've had some weird ones. And there was a girl I was talking to at the time, and we really vibed, and everything was good. And then she saw that vlog and stopped talking to me.
Oh no! Did she say why?
Because she had said that. I know that she had watched it because she's like, well, I don't want to say anything crazy because I don't want to be a next person on your vlog. I'm like, I'm not looking for fucking like material on here. Like, that's not what I'm on this app to do.
Oh no!
I didn't care. It was fine. So,
it's a weird thing to think that when you're dating someone that you have to agree on everything. The truth is, you don't have to agree on everything.
Isn't that the most asinine, stupid shit ever you heard in your life?
Yeah, like if I had to agree on everything, I would just clone myself and date myself, right? And like marry myself and just live with myself. Oh my God, we have the same taste. We have everything in common.
And
yay!
No one loves you more than you, so that would be like the
self-love.
Yeah, exactly. Like and I think that's like the weirdest thing about dating now. Like, people feel like you have to agree on everything. Or like in society, like, no, like I'm on this like sports chatting app. I have some guy friends now since my update with when we talked on my birthday and I said I was fishing in guy friends. I'm good now.
Yeah.
And we were having a good, healthy conversation about sports yesterday, and we had disagreements, and it's fine. We can, and it was okay. It was a good conversation. But I don't know, with society now, and especially with dating, it's like if you don't agree on everything, oh my God, then the spark is gone. Like, the spark is gone. I don't know if this can work anymore. I think that's weird. That's a weird thing.
No, I mean, the thing is, I think it's what people define as spark, right? So spark is a really tricky thing to actually describe. It's like this abstract construct, obviously. But if you're, part of not agreeing is the challenge. It's the fun. It's the learning and development as human beings. And if you have someone that is exactly like you, you're going to be the most boring person on the planet.
That relationship, at some point, y'all will cheat on each other. I'm not wishing for this. I'm just talking shit.
Yeah, you know what? No, we have to look at the reasons for infidelity too, right? People often want to mix and spice things up, and the thing that people fall into a rut with couples and date in relationships is the routine, the monotony, something same. Now imagine two people are already exactly the same from the beginning. You're going to get there much faster than the other person. So it's all about like working towards it, making sure you have enough variety, new things to experience. And part of that is conversation too. So what if you don't agree on everything? You don't have to be.
We're not the same person.
It's some fundamental things. Yeah, exactly. You're not the same person.
Different upbringings, different life experiences. So obviously there's going to be some discord, and it's okay. We can be in a space where we can disagree, and it's okay. I want to tell people it's important. It's okay. It's okay.
And it's like with every relationship. It's like with any relationship, right? Like your friends as well. Like, I don't have to agree with everything that my friends say. In fact, I've had some of the most wonderful conversations with certain friends. They're very invigorating, very it was good. I really enjoyed it. And I know not everyone's like that, right? Some people don't want to be challenged.
Yes.
I do think it's like, I guess everyone has their opinion, is entitled to that, but I guess, you're not going to be a very fun person to be around with.
I mean, I've gotten to a point now where I'm kind of like, this is going to sound kind of bad, but there's a method to why I'm saying this. I feel like the one thing that lacks in society is like, we need to like shame people a little bit, like checks and balances. So, because
aren't we doing that enough with cancel culture, shaming?
I mean, I guess, okay, cancel. I mean, who are we? Like, I don't believe in, like, for me personally, like, I think we talked about this. I don't really believe in cancel culture per se. Like, I think I make the decision on who I don't want to listen to or like or support. I don't think I need, well, I'm not on Facebook and Instagram, but even when I was on it, I don't think I need Facebook or Instagram to tell me, oh, this person's terrible, so you should not listen to them. And if you listen to them, you're terrible. You can kiss my ass.
What do you mean when you say shaming?
So
expand on that.
I'm trying to frame this.
I'm not going to judge you. Just
no. I'm trying to think of how, because I've been thinking about this, because I feel like the one problem in society is that I feel like, yeah, people can have opinions and say stuff, right? But I think the problem is that people feel like they can say something and then not, and then when they're challenged on it, they are like, why, you know what I'm saying? Like they feel like they're just entitled to say anything that comes out of their mouth. They're, oh, it's just my opinion. Like, it's gonna be like completely off topic, but like, for example, this black conservative woman, Candace Owens, had said during like Derek show, like when George Floyd's killer, the cop was found guilty, and she was asked her opinion on it. She had said, "Oh, the jury got it wrong, and he shouldn't have been found guilty," and blah blah blah. And I'm like, you're a fucking idiot. Like I don't have any, like, I just think you're a fucking idiot for saying that. And I feel like she, you know, I mean, granted, she's probably been shamed enough. I mean, I'm sure on the internet people say whatever to her, but like that's obviously an extreme example. But I just feel like there's not enough checks and balances, I think, with people. You know what I mean? I feel like with the internet, with social media, you have the ambiguity of just saying whatever and not having any repercussions to say whatever you want. Like, to, let's say, like, if, for example, if I was to say, yo, fuck Dwayne The Rock Johnson, I want to punch him in his face. If I had to worry about Dwayne The Rock Johnson coming to my house and punching me in my face, I probably wouldn't say that shit.
Unless you're looking for a good fight or like an ass whooping.
Exactly.
If you really crave that,
that's
right?
My point. Exactly. Exactly. And that's my point. I think that there's just not enough of that. I feel like we've gotten to a place now where people just feel like, oh, I got to say whatever, and it's just my opinion.
I think it boils down to a really simple concept, right? It's just about think before you speak.
And I don't think people think enough before they open their fucking mouth.
So we need more lessons on how to think.
Ideally, I think that'd be nice. Right?
Critical thinking, I think, is
thinking.
Yeah.
Like if you want, and again, I don't believe in cancel culture. I think if you want to say shit, say it. But I have the right to then shame you after you say stupid shit. That's all.
Yeah.
that's my opinion.
Yeah.
I feel like that's good. Like Bill Burr, the funny comedian, had said, like, you know, there's not enough shame out there. Like we can't shame anyone anymore. Like people could just go and just do and say whatever, and there's no shame. Like obviously he was talking about fat people, he was talking about overweight people, and he was talking about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, there's another comedian, Jim Jeffries. He on his act also talked about that. Very similar. And he was talking about his mother, who I think had an eating disorder. And she said, a little healthy amount of shame is good. He said, he actually made fun of it. He's like, to be on this show, like I had to, because all you people were commenting on my weight. So I had to slim up to come here. And he's like, and that's okay. Because if you hadn't done that, he said, my mother like ate herself to death. Wow. So he was actually talking about, from a comedic perspective,
of course.
Same concept too, about how sometimes that shame or that challenge, or it could be a challenge for you to look inward and say, well, what can I change about it? If this is harming me, I guess how can I change it? But
true.
I mean, it's really like
cancel culture. Like who's being canceled now? I don't even know. I'm not up to date, so you can fill me in on that because I don't really pay attention.
I don't think I'm very up to date myself. Who is? Seriously, who is?
I'm not on social media.
Actually, people were talking about now. He's not canceled, but people are actually talking about Aziz Ansari's, because Master of None recently had a new season 3. It dropped. Have you seen it?
I've seen bits of it, but not the full. I haven't seen it fully yet. No, but I know you're talking about though. He was on Parks and Rec. I like him on Parks and Rec.
Okay. Wait, what's that?
Parks and Recreation with Amy Poehler.
Oh yeah, Aziz Ansari. Yeah.
Yes.
I thought you meant about Master of None season.
Oh no, I haven't seen that yet. I was actually, I'm probably gonna watch it because I'm in a comedy phase right now. I like watching funny shit right now, so I might.
My whole life, I'm always in a comedy phase.
Life is a funny joke.
You gotta catch up. No, I was gonna say my whole life is a comedy phase, but that's not what I was gonna say. I meant like my whole life. I meant I'm always into comedy. Always.
Actually, Tom Segura stand-up is funny. Actually,
Tom Segura is really good. Yeah.
I watched all of his shit like 2 days ago. It was fucking hilarious. I love his shit.
Yeah, he's really funny. I wanted to speak about Master of None. Aziz Ansari, he did 2 seasons, and this 3rd season, and before this was I think he had some incident, right, where somebody, and it wasn't it was on a date. It was a bad experience on a date.
Right.
That someone talked about, and it's almost like he almost got canceled, or a lot of people, there was this whole debate about, again, his personal and private life online. Seriously, what a life to be a celebrity in this day and age, right?
I would never want to be a celebrity.
Hey,
I just want
even
all
for
the money.
$5 million.
I just want to be rich. I just want the money and no one know who I am.
Can't have everything.
Exactly. That's what I'd want to be.
Yeah, well, I guess you can be that. You know, there's ways.
Maybe. Well, the dude from Zara who owns Zara, he's like worth like billions of dollars, and no one really. He just goes and he like every night, apparently every morning, he has coffee with his wife out in Italy, and he just chills and lives his best life. So that's what I'd want to do.
That would be amazing.
Right?
That would be amazing.
Even though I don't drink coffee, but you know that's beside the point. Whatever.
Hey, you can have caffeine-free coffee.
What? Is that a thing?
Caffeine, decaf.
Oh, right. You know, funny story. Like when we started working together, that was like the last time I was drinking coffee hardcore. Like when I first started there, like because I transitioned from working overnights, and I know we're like sidetracked, but like I was working from overnights to days, so like I was drinking cafe mochas and like with a shot of espresso, like almost every day for like almost 2 months just to get through the day. Because I was so honestly, I'd wake up, I'd be so tired.
It's a cycle. It's a vicious cycle. It'll make you tired, so your dependence on it is exaggerated.
Like I had to, because otherwise I'd have fell asleep at the desk. By a desk, I would have. There's some days
I wanted to go back to my point about Master of None. I'll quickly finish it. It's basically like, you know, he, after that debate was over, this season pops up, right? And he doesn't really appear on it. So the first 2 seasons of the show center around him as the main character and his friends. You know, you see his friends back and forth, and
so it's his show, but he's not on the show.
Yeah, season 3, he plays. It's not about him anymore. It's basically about his friend Denise, played by is it Lena Waithe, or I don't know how to pronounce her name, but it's played by her, and it's about Denise. So season 3 is like about Denise. Aziz Ansari, there's like, he makes appearances, but like very brief, and like he's a side character. He's not a main character anymore. And people were now saying or speculating and online, you know, on Reddit and like saying, "Oh, is he canceled? Is that why he's not in?" And the truth is, for him, he says that, you know, this is something, his story arc was done. So unless something, Aziz Ansari himself said, unless something of like a big life stage happens to him from which he can draw inspiration, he didn't have any plans for his character. So
that makes sense.
So he actually collaborated with his co-star Lena Waithe, and I'm just I can't I need to figure out how to pronounce her name. And they wrote it together, and his name is all over the show, right? So he's still a major part of the show. He still makes appearances. So a lot of people on the flip side, to those that were saying he's canceled, were saying if he was canceled, his name would be all over his show, right? It clearly is. Like, it seems like it was an intentional decision that he made, and he has stated in interviews that, you know, his character, he has seen his character. I don't know, it could be a little bit from column A, a little bit from column B, but he's still making his show. It's him. But anyway, you were asking who's canceled these days.
Yeah, I was just wondering.
He's not necessarily canceled. He actually did a comeback. I mean, he did a stand-up show too, where he admitted to his wrongdoings and was very grateful of having a fan base.
I did hear about that.
Yeah. That was his latest stand-up act, which I think
I heard about Dave Chappelle bringing back Louis C.K. on stage. Because Louis C.K. was canceled for a while.
Yeah.
Which I was like, oh, that's really, like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I didn't think what he did was the worst thing in the world.
Does it have to be the worst thing in the world?
Well, I mean, the way Dave Chappelle described it was funny. Like, I mean, the man was jerking off on the phone. I mean, could have just hung up the phone.
Yeah.
I don't know. Listen, I understand. I get. I mean,
you know, again, we're not the police, right? It's an opinion. That's okay. You can have your opinion.
I've never been on the phone with a dude masturbating and shit, because if that happened, I'd hang up the fucking phone. But again, I'm not. I don't know what that situation would be, so I can't really fully speculate. But I would have hung up the phone.
I don't think I know enough about it. Like, is that what he
From
did?
what
Like,
basically apparently he was on from what I heard, he was on some girl, I guess, that he was either she was trying to get in one of his shows, or she was
yeah.
like, I guess he was dating or some shit. He was on the phone with her, and I think as he was on the phone, he was like masturbating on the phone, talking to her. I guess he liked her
Oh,
voice.
okay.
She has a nice, maybe she had a nice. I mean, I know I'm making light of it. Maybe she had a nice voice, and he was masturbating on the phone while he was talking to her, and I guess she was
So,
obviously upset and called the police or made a complaint or something, and then it went viral.
oh,
I'm like, I don't know. I just don't know if that was like the worst thing in the world. I guess I don't know.
yeah. I mean, that's interesting. Okay.
Maybe just me. I'd have just hung up the phone. I'd be like, click.
Yeah, I would have done the same
As
thing
he was
if
panting
that's,
on, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna end this conversation.
yeah.
This
The
is a,
thing is, it's always a he said, she said game, right? You and I are just ordinary people that don't know, right?
I'm
We don't
going
know
off
what
what
we
Dave
don't
Chappelle
know.
said in his sketch. For all I know, that could have been there. May be more layers to it. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe he said, "I want to pull your hair" as he was jerking off on the phone. I don't fucking know what he was doing. I don't know what BCK does while he's masturbating on the phone with women. I didn't. I mean, that's a
Yeah.
lot of work because I don't think I could masturbate and be on the phone at the same time. That's a lot of.
You got to know how to multitask. You got to really
And with
like
that, to me, it's
multitasking.
like I'm like that's a focused thing for me. I just want to do one thing. I don't want to be
Hey
like,
man, what if he had the TV on too? So he was doing like three things at
oh my
once.
god, like that's just way too much stuff. Like you got like I mean, I'm assuming you had it hands free. I'd hope so. Because if you have the phone on and then you do it, like that's a lot of stuff going on at one time.
Yeah, yeah. No,
So
he would have had it on speaker. He would have had
you
it on
have to. He
speaker.
bet
Yeah.
listen, Louis CK. If he didn't, he's like a hero because that's a lot of work. Um, so yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, we talked about collabing and stuff. So I think you said you were going to rebrand your vlog or podcast. Sorry. So
I am. I am. So I mean, you did you have a question after that?
yeah, I was gonna say. So what kind of? I remember. I think we kind of talked about. I forgot again. What kind of stuff were you thinking along the lines of discussing in your new rebranding? Are you changing the name of it, or you're keeping the same name?
I think I want to change it because I want people to know what we talk about. So
And
I think my
you have not talked about you haven't talked to yourself either. So
no, I haven't talked. I want to. I really
I've
want
been
to. So
selfish.
okay.
I've only been talking about with myself, but you have been
So
talking.
for those for those that don't know, my website is artysana.com, www.aartysana.com. And what I do is I have a blog that talks about everything. It's basically my multifaceted nature. I consider myself someone with many interests and even expertise. So like kind of like a polymath, multi-potentialite, whatever you want to call it.
Those are the
So
big
that
words I've never
blog
heard before. Those are a lot of words.
that blog, like I have three main focuses, which was wellness, growth, and art. So my podcast came in, I wanted to try something different, and keeping in theme with the blog, which was everything and in terms of a well-balanced life. That's what my heart like really is set on. I thought, okay, maybe I can make it everything, and my blog title is Sana Talks to People and Sometimes Herself. So um I haven't yet. I think we have a lot of episodes. I haven't even counted. I don't think the I
You have like I think you're at like 20 something. I think if I'm not mistaken. Hold on. Let's see. Let's see the number.
um
25.
ooh, that's
Sana's
25.
at
Okay.
25. Quarter
So
century of podcasts on her channel in 1 year.
yeah,
By the way, that was really like 1 year.
yeah, I was.
Pretty
Yeah.
impressive. I don't think I've
Thank
done
you.
5 vlogs in 1 fucking year. So kudos. I don't think I've done that.
You. Yeah, it was again a passion project, and I still haven't talked like myself. I haven't got around to listening to my voice for even if it's 15 minutes. So here's what I was thinking. I thought that, it is a bit hard to explain to people when I am talking about a podcast. And typically, and as much as it's like you and I, Mike, we're both similar minded in that we have many interests. We like that balance, right?
Absolutely.
And when we're faced with branding is all about picking one thing, right? And running with it. However, I think it's wise to in the beginning pick one thing and then eventually you can incorporate the other lifestyle elements. But anyway, I'm focusing my blog on lifestyle and Instagram. But with podcast, I thought maybe it's time after 25 episodes, and thank you so much, my most featured guest, and I joked and I said, well, you know what? It's almost like Mike's my co-host pretty much, because we do half of my podcast is just me and Mike.
Me
And
Donna talking shit. Talking.
and it's been an amazing experience, and I've loved every minute of it. And I really like talking to you, Mike, especially. So I thought, okay, here's, in terms of, I wanted to focus, zone in, because I think that would, because I'm already doing so much, I thought if I zone in on one particular thing, it will help me be accountable with my blog, with my podcast.
Gotcha.
Because so anyway, that was my reason, one of my reasonings for that. And so I'm thinking of doing like books, music, TV, kind of like,
I think you said movies too, right?
yeah, movies, yeah. So movies, TV,
Yeah.
music, books, kind of like reviews on that. So I'm still thinking of a punny title or something like that.
And I did give you one topic to discuss, we were going to discuss.
Yes, two actually.
Two, but I have to do research on the one. I'm not gonna. We're gonna tease the fans. They're not gonna. I'm not gonna know what it is. But I have to do a lot of research on that one. The one.
Me too.
A lot of research, but it's gonna be fun research. It's not gonna be like hard work and all that stuff. It's gonna be fun.
And I wanted to do something lighthearted, right? Something just lighthearted. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, like we can, like Marvel. Like I said, Marvel's coming back now. You know, Marvel movies are popping. Like Black Widow came out. I watched it. Great movie. I'm sure you're gonna watch it at some point, and we may discuss it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's on my list.
But then there's other, like, I don't know if you watched like WandaVision and Captain
America. I did.
Okay.
I watched WandaVision, and I'm watching Loki currently. I have not seen the last episode. I'm drops
on
today.
Episode 2 of Loki, so I just started it yesterday. So I am gonna try to get on that, and we can discuss maybe those 3 shows. Because I think it was a really good thing that they did, Marvel. I really enjoyed it. So,
yeah,
I'm excited.
No, it's been really fun. Luckily I have a friend who has a subscription to Disney Plus, so I get to keep up with all the.
I don't have a friend who has Disney Plus. I'm my own friend, so I got it myself. But it's okay. I didn't mind. It was okay. It's worth it. Like I listen, Disney Plus. I was a little bit worried about Disney Plus in the beginning, because I was like, okay, after they just put Marvel movies in The Simpsons, what the fuck else are they gonna do? And then boom, they did those things. So
yeah,
I was I'm like, holy shit, they're really, I was like very impressed.
Yeah, I mean it's a huge, like.
Because I mean, these are like because even like WandaVision, like I was like watching it and I'm thinking to myself, like, and even Falcon and Winter Soldier, I'm thinking these are like high quality shows.
Yeah.
Like in terms of the production quality and all that. Like they probably spent like maybe millions of dollars. Like that means Disney's like printing fucking money at this point. They're just printing, have money to blow and all that stuff. So
I think it's been on their thing now, right? They only go after the things that is going to yield multi-million-dollar, results. So they don't do anything less than that, which is a little. On the other hand, I think it impedes creativity, because you have all these good ideas, and just because they're not money makers doesn't mean that they're not worth it. But Disney definitely is.
No, I definitely agree with that. And I think. Yeah, because I think with these movie studios to some degree too, like I think they're more in the mode of, okay, we got to make whatever make. That's why they're putting out Fast and the Furious 9 and shit. Like they're gonna be making Fast and the Furious movies until the sun burns out. Like I told my sister,
you gotta milk it. You gotta keep milking it.
As long as they make $100 million at the box office, they're gonna be making Fast and the Furious. They're gonna go in space. They're gonna be friggin' driving muscle cars.
That's what everyone's doing now, right? The millionaire was Richard Branson. He drove to space. Like. Everyone's going to space. That's a thing to do now.
Like, I don't know if you heard about this, but apparently somebody spent $1.5 million on the Nintendo, Super Mario 64. Someone bought an unopened copy of that for $1.5 million.
Why?
I'll send you the link if you think, it's insane. This is, and I have debated this with a friend. My friend said that billionaires are evil and they should not be billionaires. And to me, that is an example, because that person better be a billionaire. Someone literally spent 1.5. I'll send it to you right now. Someone literally spent $1.5 million on a damn Nintendo 64 video game.
Wow.
I have that game in Nashville. If I had known, I would have told my sister, dig that shit up. Let's sell this motherfucker. You got me. I had no idea. Yeah. My friend sent it to me 2 days ago. I read the article and then I was seeing it all over my timeline. and I was in absolute utter shock.
People got to spend it, they've got to spend it. If they've
But
got
that,
all this,
to
if
me,
you're sitting on a pile of money, I mean,
you just have
your
too much
shopping
money.
habits.
Like, I think you just have too much. You just need to have your money taken away at that point. If you're going to spend $5 million on a Nintendo 64 video game, you just don't need money anymore.
It's generational wealth. That's what most of it is, to be honest, right? It's like
Cool.
you make money from money. It's simple, and you do lose a little bit of, I guess, character or understanding the value of money if it's passed down that way. That's definitely a big thing.
No, it is. But I think, I just think people just have too much. Like, in that case, to me, you have just too much money. You just need to give your money away. Because I could think of a lot of other things I would do with $1.5 million. And it definitely wouldn't be buying a fucking Super Mario Nintendo 64 video game.
When you can probably buy it for $20 somewhere
I'm
out
sure on
there.
eBay, someone's selling it for like $50.
Yeah, exactly.
Granted, it might be opened and touched, but it probably still works, bro. Like Super Mario 64 is a good game, but I would not spend 1.5. I would not spend. I don't know. I think I'd probably spend $10 on that fucking game.
That's a fun game. It's a very fun
It was
game.
hard. Those games are hard.
It's very hard. Very hard. Yeah. I didn't finish it. I didn't beat it. Like, I just watched my brothers most of the time.
And then I gave up. It was a hard. That fucking game is hard, man. Actually, speaking of video games, I'm actually going to pick up my PS5. So
nice.
I went to Shoppers to grab it, but then they said it's not here yet. So I got to go there. It's after 7 and go grab it. So
congrats.
I know. I'm very excited, I guess.
What are you playing there?
Good question. Oh, well, I guess I could transfer my PS4 games over to it. So, but then the graphics are better apparently. So I'm kind of excited to see how real the graphics are. I might have like a fucking seizure or some shit seeing the realistic graphics. So we'll see. If this is the last vlog, cheers, because I might have a seizure and then pass out afterwards, and then no one will know that.
The thing is, anyone can die at any moment, so
well,
you never know.
My friend on Facebook, apparently everyone who's gotten the COVID vaccine will die in 2 years. So Sana, you're gonna be dead in 2023. So live it up.
All right. I've had a good run, I've had everything I could ever want.
Good. Like, you're sure you lived a good life, So
I have lived a pretty good life, very fulfilling, very rich.
Yeah, so if you die of the COVID vaccine or turn into a zombie, I mean, is it like the worst thing? No, I don't think it's okay.
We'll just have to see.
My friend was sharing that. I'm like, I think that's stupid. Like, you really believe that shit? Like, no. I'm like, yeah, it's stupid as hell. Like, whoever shared that is an idiot.
I think I read that it was taken out of context by a disease specialist. He had some concerns, but that was taken out of context. I don't.
Oh, it was taken out of context. Okay.
Yeah. That whole my dad sent it to me. Like he.
Oh really?
Okay. Yeah, I got a WhatsApp message, and I was like, "What is this?" So yeah, no, I don't know, but I don't know, right? I'm not a doctor. Nobody knows. The thing is, you don't know what you don't know. Can people just calm down and understand that we don't know any?
And it's okay.
Answers.
It's okay.
And it's okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I wish I was a doctor. It would be nice, but I'm not. Because I'd have more money. But that's beside the point.
Well, there's always a risk, right? Even as doctors or practitioners, there's never 100% chance in any treatment ever. So
exactly,
it's you either take that leap of faith and you say, okay, I'm gonna, instead of being here, I'd rather be here with some side. I don't know. It's
no, because even for me, like, I didn't initially. I was nervous to take the vaccine. I didn't want to take the shit, and even last year, if you were to say, Michael, the vaccine is here, I'm like, I'm probably not taking that shit. If it was to be pushed, because I was not out last year. I was working from home. I was home most of last year, so I was like, nah. But my circumstance changed, and like my friend, I had a friend that like last month died of COVID, which fucking terrible, because I was very
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, and it kind of just threw. I was like, what the hell's going on? Like, because he was only 2 years older than me. He wasn't like this older guy, so but I don't think people at this point really care about COVID anyway. So it's COVID's over. Yorkdale's over.
I know someone very close to me has COVID. Like it's scary. It's very, very scary, and it's real. Like I I don't know. I mean, I think you'll always have skeptics. You'll always have people that don't believe. You always have people that'll question the evidence in front of them, and that's, I mean, that's
That's
part
what
of
we
being
need to
human.
shame people. Shame. Like in Game of Thrones, when Cersei was walking down and they were throwing stuff at her.
Shame the bells, right?
Shame. Yes, that's what we need. Not saying they
We need
walk
to
around
start.
naked. We don't need to do that. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
no.
But we need to shame people more.
um
2021 going forward, shame.
yeah, there you go. Shame.
Oh man,
That should be the next cheers, right?
facts,
Hmm.
facts. Yeah, so I'm
I
going
was
back.
thinking of,
I know I'm going back. I'm going back to school. I'm like excited and nervous.
oh yeah, you're a schoolboy now.
I'm a student, Sana. I am a 37-year-old student with gray hair in my beard. My gray hairs are popping now. They're like
Hey, education has no age limit.
facts. Look at that. You know what? We should print it on a T-shirt and put that
Yeah,
on next time we do a vlog together.
no
Education.
age limit. I
No,
want to go back to school. Like I would keep studying if I could. Honestly, if I could afford that kind of living,
yeah,
I
me
would
and
just,
my sister said the same thing. If I could just be a lifelong student, I would just take everything.
yeah, I would just be learning all the
I would do
time.
that. That's what I would do. $1.5 million. I would just invest in education. Would not
You know
buy
what?
a 64 video game.
I really miss being a student. I really do, because it's such a different world. You,
It is.
like, learning is all you have. That's all you do, right? So, and it's low stakes. You don't have a lot of, it's not very real. You haven't entered the real world yet,
Exactly.
because you're in this bubble and you're just learning. And I really, really enjoyed it.
And
Oh, I loved it so much.
and for me too, like I feel like that helped me actually with doing the vlogs because
Yeah.
a lot of the topics that I would do, it forced me to kind of make sure I know what I was talking about.
Yeah.
I didn't want to just make it all opinion based. If I'm going to state an opinion, okay, but then it's also rooted in fact. And it was something
Yeah.
like I remember I was telling my sister this yesterday. I was having a conversation with her. It was basically like I remember I was taking this humanities class. Basically it was Einstein. We were learning about Charles Darwin and Albert Einstein. So we are learning about Darwin early on, and like the first assignment I had, we had a letter that we had to basically decipher what Darwin. He was writing different letters to different people, and we had to
Right.
decipher what the letters meant in terms of what he was writing about. So the letter that I did was basically his younger, I think his second youngest daughter had died of like this. She got sick, and it wasn't initially they didn't take it seriously, but then she ended up getting really sick, and then she passed away. So he was
Hmm.
basically writing a letter to a family friend saying how much she meant to him and how great she was and all that stuff. So I remember when I was explaining it to my professor during the class, I was also
Right.
saying, so I said at the end, like I said all that, but then I said, I also felt like, um, maybe Darwin had some regret, because maybe he wasn't in his daughter's life and stuff. And then my professor looked puzzled, like, so where did he say that in the letter? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. I just assumed it. He's like, nah, you can't assume. You gotta, what if it's said, you gotta base it off actually what's in the damn letter. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So that's when I kind of was like, okay, I can't be just saying opinion shit. Because in college, I could just say whatever. I could make up opinions and just say whatever. But university, I can't do that shit. That's the one thing I learned early on, that if I'm going to say something, it has to be. And that's kind of the where I am now with certain things. Like like I told my sister, like if someone wants to tell me that COVID's a hoax based off of actual research and vetted stuff that they vetted out and researched and vetted again, and they can come to me, then sure, I'll listen to them. But if they're going off of some shit that their cousins, friends, neighbor posting on Facebook, I don't give a shit about that. That means nothing to me. It just sounds like
Yeah.
conspiracy theory, not. So I think that's kind of what's helped me with being a student. Like I actually really enjoyed being a student. It was hard. It's probably some of the hard. It's like probably the hardest. It's going to get harder. It's not going to get easier. I'm well aware of
No.
that. Uh, Classes I'm going to be picking is going to be even harder. So, but
Yeah.
no, to your point, like I love it. It's a completely different world. I mean, I've worked, and I was a schlub sucker out there working 9 to 5, grind the
Hey,
rat race.
you're gonna join the world again unless you start
No,
being.
never. I'll be a student forever. No. No.
Oh, okay. So what if you could? What if you could? So you're studying sociology, right?
Correct.
So let's say you had, you could just be a student. What would be the next thing you study?
You know what I don't know why. I've always been fascinated about this, and it's just based off fascination.
It's
Oh,
gonna be
let me
really
study
weird, isn't it?
religion.
Oh, oh, it is
Different
weird. I'm
religion.
kidding.
No reason other than just fascination. I'm just curious on how other religions, kind of their ideology, how
That
it
intrigues
works,
me too. Yep.
origins, stuff like that. I'm not necessarily. I'm not a religious person, but I've always been just fascinated about religion to some degree. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like when someone talks to me about like being Muslim and stuff like that, or Islam, I'm like, oh, that's really interesting. Christian, Catholic, all that stuff. So I think if I could just study some random stuff, it would probably be religion. And I've had this
Right.
feeling for like since 2004, since I was like a kid. But obviously, I don't think I could study that. I just felt like I was like, that's kind of a weird thing to study, so I didn't do it.
You can always do it on your spare time,
I
like
could.
as
You're
in you can
absolutely right.
take
But again, I
courses
was
or
young.
talk.
I was not a confident 20-year-old, so I didn't have the confidence in myself to think, oh, I could just do that. But now,
Right
as
now,
a
you can.
confident, spry, amazingly sexy 37-year-old,
Ooh.
maybe I could do that down the road, possibly. But no, I think religion definitely. But then you know what? I'd also want to study like business and stuff too. Like I don't know. For some reason, I would like to study business, even though I didn't really have any interest in it when I studied it in the general arts and science program at Centennial. I would be
Yeah.
interested to study business and stuff. Like I don't know. I would study everything. I would take every course. Why not? Even stupid
Yeah.
shit like philosophy. I don't know.
Hey, philosophies, I really regret not taking a single philosophy course in my undergrad.
And
And
why is that? I'm curious.
well, because if you think about it, like philosophy it's everywhere. Many people take it for granted. They don't understand,
I
like,
don't actually. I'm
you
gonna
know,
be honest. I don't understand philosophy at all. So if you can explain kind of what it is a little bit, like a dumbed down Cliff Notes version of it, that'd be great. So I don't really. We learned about it a little
mhm.
bit in my humanities class, and I still was like over my fucking head. I didn't understand what they were talking
The thing is, okay, I've never taken a philosophy class at all. So I don't know much about it myself.
about. Okay,
What I do know is that, you are challenged to think. You know how we were talking about how thinking, like how
critical
do you
thinking.
learn how to think?
Yeah.
Well, that's what philosophy challenges you um, to
Oh,
do. And I'm gonna seek Dr. Google's help because I don't know much. So let's see what a definition of philosophy is.
let's see.
Um,
Let's see. We're doing this right now, people. We're live doing research on philosophy
well,
because deep
it
down,
would
people want to
say,
know this shit. I think people want to know this, but they're too
I
shy.
guess,
So
okay, you pull it up on Wikipedia.
okay, and
You say, it's a study of general and fundamental questions, such as those about existence, reason, knowledge, values, mind, and language, right?
okay.
Such questions are often posed as problems to be studied or resolved. So, really, Mike, you and I talk about philosophy all the time. Like
We do.
in my podcast, that's philosophy. My section in my blog that's about culture is philosophy. So people take for granted that it is everywhere. To just challenge to talk about knowledge in that way,
Huh,
that's philosophy. So
facts. Facts. Interesting. You know what I was thinking? I was going to ask you because I've been thinking about this myself. Because I was actually re-listening to your podcast and the podcast that I was on and stuff. Which do you have a favorite podcast that you've done so far, and why? See that you've done 25 so far, so
um
or no?
wow, I've never been asked that question.
Well, that's why I'm here,
Um,
Sana, to ask these tough, hard, riveting journalistic style questions here.
I'm gonna see. Okay,
Yeah,
let
you
me
can
look at my
choose a nice reference. It's okay. I wasn't like gun to head right now.
no.
Look,
I'm just pulling up the all the
pull it.
topics, and I actually really I do have a favorite, Mike. I have a favorite.
Do
Um,
okay.
yeah, and it is. Hold on. What was the name of it? What would you do for love?
You know what? That's
That's my
actually my favorite
favorite
one
one.
too. That actually is my favorite one.
Yeah.
I honestly did. Yeah. Like I was, because I honestly thought you were gonna say, "Oh, I don't have a favorite one" or whatever. That actually is my favorite one that we've done.
So we share the same favorite.
We
So
do.
why? I'm
And we
curious.
did not prompt people. We did not plan this. I
Uh,
was just curious. But no, that is actually my favorite one.
why?
I think we went deep on that one first off. I thought we really touched on a lot of different things. And it was funny as hell, first and foremost. I thought it was one of the funnier ones we've done.
Yeah,
Um,
it was a very funny one.
very hilarious. But I also think we had a real world story to tie into it as an
Yeah.
example. So we weren't just saying random, oh, well, what would you do? Well, we have a real life story that we can dissect and the different layers of that story. Like this guy who's conflicted in terms of his girlfriend, which by the way, I still have the same stance I had on it last year. You guys should check it out. I'm gonna put the link in the description of the favorite one. I'm gonna put like star saying favorite vlog that we've done. It's a really good one. But no, like no, I just thought we talked about so many different things, and I just think it was just a really, like, I think the way it flowed, it was a really good one. Like I don't know, I've listened to that one like multiple times as well. So
Me too. Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, same reasons actually. I'd have to agree with you. And this is one of the reasons why I wanted to rebrand to make it a bit more centered. So this
Yeah.
way you and I have a particular thing that we are talking about. Like
Yeah.
we can talk about anything. We both know that. But I think for viewers it could get a bit I guess it could be a bit confusing to navigate around our conversations. So and
that's
as entertaining as that is,
it hasn't grown because mine are very random. But again, with me, it's a little bit different because I go off of mood, right? Like there's some days where I want to talk about dating, there's some days I want to talk about sports, or some days I want to talk about race issues. There's some days I just want to, talk about some feel good Friday stuff, some positive stuff, not just the negative fuckery that's out in the world. I want to talk
I
about
love that. I love that you do that, by the way. That's
I
terrific. I really,
actually,
really like that.
you know what? Okay, so the reason why I don't know if I told you the reason why I started the Feel Good Friday vlogs or why I started it.
No.
So I was thinking one day, like early this year, I was thinking to myself, you know what? Like I think it was one day I was on YouTube and there was just so much negative news. This is after like the storming of the Capitol and all that crap, and there was just all that. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, like there's no good news out there. So I thought to myself, you know what? I kind of maybe want to do something a little bit different. I want to like kind of break up the monotony, maybe have this kind of as like a central thing that I try to do consistently, where I do a Feel Good Friday, where I post some like good news that happened, whether it be mine or someone else's or anything else, just a highlight for, a Friday or whatever. Because I just couldn't find any good news out there. Like I literally, like the Good News Network, that website that I use, it took me like an hour to find that site because there was so much negative shit on. I'm like, God damn, there's like nothing good out there in the world.
It's
God,
sensationalist, right? It's got to
yeah.
sell too. So it's
I
a shame.
I had to like hunt. I had to look and seek out good news. That's insane to me. But so I said, you know what, I'm just gonna do this. And I actually love doing it. It actually really, it's like different because again, I'm like, swearing a lot in my vlogs and I'm being crazy, cussing out people and stuff. But then the Feel Good Friday ones, for the most part, I'm like talking about positive, uplifting stuff, which is great. Like when I talked about that girl in Brooklyn who came with her own pizza thing, I thought that I loved that one. That's actually one of my favorite Feel Good Friday ones. And then I called out people for being stupid with COVID, but that's balance. Balance. Yeah, it's just a little. It was, I wasn't being completely harsh. I just, I was saying, stop being shithead. That's all. There's a lot of shithead people out there, so let's stop being shitheads, people. Let's be a little bit better. We can be better.
It's on my list actually to watch a few. There's been a few that I wanted to watch because it's like I was on YouTube, you scroll and it starts playing because I follow your channel, and it starts playing. So I'm in the middle of it and then something comes up and then I have to go and then I'm like, oh, I got to finish that. So it's definitely,
So I want to do, I think I want to do those more. It's just I have to really be, but again, I also don't want to do it. I don't want it to be forced. And that's the also thing with me too. I want like my content and the way I do my vlogs to be organic as possible. Like I don't want to kind of just force force a topic and talk about it when I don't really either know about it or it's not something of interest, but I'm doing it just to get clicks. So that's kind of the struggle that I have. That's why I'm not really as engaged with it, or I don't do as much posting, because I only generally will do a vlog if I'm in the mood or I feel like I need to say something or there's something that came up that I want to discuss. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I get it. I agree with it, and I think it's much more easier as a creative person to have that.
It's a lot harder when you're like forcing a topic, like a bad fart. It's just terrible.
Like what?
Like a bad fart. Like you're trying to force out a bad fart. So
yeah,
I make sure that it's like organic or something like that, and I try to make sure that that's the most important thing. Because I try to, because actually, like I'm now a little bit more harder on myself. Like I've done vlogs and I watch them before I post them. Like this one sucks. I redid one vlog 3 times. It was insane.
Wow.
Like 3 hours doing one fucking vlog because it was just I I don't know, I didn't like how what I was saying, or I missed some, or if there's something I really missed. So I'm like, okay, I
Yeah,
gotta do
you're being, more critiquing them with a different eye, and
yes. Whereas
and
before I just
more
post, I didn't care.
more
I was,
experience makes you a bit more aware, and you're saying, you're studying, so it's challenging the critical thinking skills are
yeah,
challenging the way you've been doing things creatively. So here's a question for you then. You mentioned in the beginning of the video, you said you would like to take it to a different direction. What direction are you thinking of going? Because I talked about my
yeah.
podcast, right? It's,
Um, I think besides the collaboration more, um, probably a little bit more. Um, I think I have a little bit more of a balance between the Feel Good Fridays and doing more of those a little bit more, but
yeah.
finding the topics to discuss as well. Um,
Okay.
I think even but like I think I want to do more collaborations. I think that's really what I want to do a little bit more of.
Yeah.
Because really, if you look at most of my vlogs, I think there's only two. This will be the third one where I've done it with someone else. So
Yeah.
97 of them are just my big black ass saying crazy stuff. So
There's nothing wrong with that. It's your
and there's
channel.
nothing wrong with it, but for myself, I'm like, what, let's spice it up a little bit for the
Okay, I gotcha.
101 going forward. Let's do a little, like, I'll still do them solo if need be.
Yeah.
I also want to kind of, for the next little bit now, I want to kind of do a lot more collabing. And I think in the beginning, I kind of was a little bit secretive of it. I didn't tell people I did vlogs right away. I didn't really
Yeah.
broadcast it or tell people because I didn't really know what it was. I didn't know what it really was. I didn't want people, and again, I think another reason why I didn't tell people was because a lot of women, when I would tell people, they would watch it and then assume that they knew me, so they would think, oh well, that's how he is. And there's
Yeah.
more to me than just me doing fucking vlogs. That's like a
Yeah.
part of me, but it's not the whole picture. I'm
Yeah, of
layered,
course.
right?
Of
So, and
course.
then I got to a point where I was just like, you know what? If this is what people are gonna do, is just judge me based off of me speaking for 15 minutes, I'm not doing this shit no more. So I went like a 9-month stretch. I didn't do any vlogs at all, like none.
Hmm.
So there was that too. So I've had like a really weird journey for the past 6 years of vlogs where I've had periods where I've loved it. There was a part of me that wanted to delete them all and not even do them anymore.
I think it's actually pretty common, like as creatives, right? I've been in the same boat. Like, based on the reaction you get, you just don't know what to expect, right? How people are gonna
Yeah,
part
like
of putting
mostly I've
yourself
gotten
out
mostly
there.
positive
Yeah.
responses, which is good. But then obviously I've gotten, well, when I did the one POF vlog, I got a lot of Jesus Christ. It's too many. It's almost too many comments. Like, I don't know how people who post stuff and get like 100K views and all those comments can manage, because I couldn't manage. Like, that vlog I've gotten over
Yeah.
5,000 or 6,000 views on that
Wow.
over the past, like, and I did that in 2016, and I was just getting so many comments, and it just like, oh my god, like I can't handle all this. It was weird. Like, guys were telling me about their date stories. Like, I gave a shit. Like, I didn't care that the girl ghosted you. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, they were literally telling me in the comments their whole date. I don't know what
Well,
to tell
no,
you.
a lot of people, for them, before they watch a video, they will start looking at comments first. So it's a good idea. So it's actually it's like a separate channel of its own if you think about it,
It
right?
is.
Your video is going to inspire different conversations. So
It did.
all of those
Oh, it did.
stories, not necessarily like meant for you, right? They're meant for the people that are talking about now what you're talking about. So it's
Yeah.
like,
I mean, I got some, like, one guy said, I mean, you're a, not to be gay or anything, but you're a cute guy. So I mean, if you're struggling with dating, I don't know about the rest of us. I'm like, sorry to hear that, dude. I don't know what to tell you.
yeah,
Dating sucks. I mean, dating's hard. It's a hard
it's
thing.
hard. Yeah.
A lot of my friends they just hate it. They vent to me. They think it's a horror. Like, online dating has ruined everything, which I don't. I mean, I think the way
I
people,
don't plan to do it anytime soon.
Anna, it's rough. It's not as easy
No.
as it was in years past. I mean, in years past, when our parents were coming up in the world, you can meet at like a coffee shop or meet at like the grocery store holding some melons or some shit. Now, not like that, man.
No, I'm gonna say as far from it as I can. Thank
Hard,
you. I'm happy in my cocoon. Yeah,
very wise. All right, so I don't know if
thanks.
there's anything else you wish to discuss.
I mean, it's exciting. It's your 100th, and it's a
One
big
hundred,
milestone.
like, I can't even
And
believe, I was shocked because Like I did the last couple ones last week, and then I'm like, holy shit, I'm at 100 vlogs. Like
And
100.
now it's just about new beginnings, right?
I
Like, where
know.
do you go from here? Like, where, and you're gonna do more collabs, and I think it's
I
good
want to, yeah.
to
Obviously, me and you are going to collab on some stuff, definitely. Obviously,
absolutely.
that goes
I'd
without
love to.
saying. Because I don't know how else. Because again, you know what it is. Like, and I remember this something that you had said. Like, it's like, you know, when I remember you had said something about how when people would promise you to go, like, they would like say, hey, you can come to my wedding, and then they would invite you, but then they didn't let you come to the wedding type of thing or whatever. I remember you
Yeah.
told me that.
Like
That's
back
how
in
it
the
was
day,
with the
like,
vlog. Like people would say, oh yeah, I want to do a vlog with you, and then they wouldn't do vlogs. They were just saying it just to sound nice.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
I had
yeah.
at least 6 people say, yeah, we should collab on a vlog together. It would be cool. I'm like, sure. Didn't hear from them again. So
Nothing.
nothing.
It's hard. It's hard to find people that follow through, to be
And
honest.
it's hard to find people that I vibe with too, right? And I think that
Yeah.
like, me and you shit works.
And you're gonna
That's
be in my
really important,
podcast. Yeah.
right? And again,
Yeah.
and that's hard with doing with different people. Like I think that's and I think that might have been another reason why I was a little bit squeamish at first to have other people on, because I just wasn't sure if it would work. But I think seeing that me and you have done them together, I feel like, you know what? I think it's time to branch out a little bit.
I support that. Yay.
Of course, because you're going to be on the shit most of the time. So you
Yeah,
have
obviously
no choice
support
on
me.
it. So yeah, because basically I'm going to mostly collabing with you, and then if some other person wants to tag along, I gotta talk to them first outside to make sure we vibe first.
Yeah, no. That's what I'm gonna be doing with my podcast too. It's the
Because there's
same.
nothing
It's gonna
worse than
be
if we don't vibe and then like we're on the pod and then like I'm just talking and dude's just like, I agree, Michael. No, bitch, you gotta say something back. It's work.
yeah. Yeah. No, we're gonna be doing a lot of those. It's on my list every time. It's like I put it on my planner, and the week comes by, and I rewrite it. It's like rebrand, and part of it is I just gotta come up with a punny name, a different title, and I gotta upload it. So once I got that, I'm gonna be coming after you, and we're gonna
Yeah, I mean,
start
like I
putting them
said,
in.
like mic drop or big mic drop now. I have to call it big mic drop, seeing that we got, I got some poser with mic drop name. I gotta rebrand mine, but I'm just gonna call it Big Mike Drop from now on. So now, seeing that's the 100, this is Big Mike Drop, y'all. So there you go. So if
High
someone,
five.
so in other words, so someone says if their thing is called Big Mike Drop, they stole it from me first. We're gonna right now. So
First, yeah.
copyright it right now. Now, Big
Get
Mike.
on that. Get
Action.
on that, Mike. Well, cheers. Here's to your 100th.
Thank you so much. Any parting words, Sana? Any final words you want to share with the lovely listeners out there? Any like motivational? Because usually I have some motivational things I say at the end, but I don't. I'm kind of a little bit tipsy right now. So if you have anything you want to share with the lovely folk out there as a motivation to sign off, but I'll let you do that for me.
Well, thank you for giving me that. What an honor.
Let me grab my mic. So I will do the mic drop in your honor afterwards, seeing that I have a lovely mic here.
All right. Thanks, Mike. Well, I think it's just to sum up, what we talked about as creatives. It's a dwindling journey. You're gonna have good days and bad days, and just keep in mind that at the end of the day, you're not gonna impress everyone, right? Because you would have no character if all you did was impress everybody. So keep doing what you're doing, and I wish you the best, Mike. I support you 110%. You've been an amazing person to work with, to collab with, and I can't wait. And I think the advice would be to everyone who's creative, who's thinking of doing their thing or is doing their thing. It has self-doubts, has not sure, and maybe took the hiatus. I've been there, thinking of even canceling their whole page. Hang in there. Keep doing what you're doing. You're making those mistakes. Do something different. Keep the process going, because that's what it's all about. That's what creativity is. And at the end of the day, you're your best critic, really. Trust yourself. Trust the process.
I almost brought a tear to my eye.
Aw.
I don't know, but no, that was great. I love that. I thought, as you were talking, I was thinking to myself, because like, again, this is my 100th one. I've been on this journey for 6 years, which is insane. I've been doing this for 6 years.
Amazing. That's incredible.
And I've had this like crazy journey over the past 6 years. And, when I started, I was like working in a shelter. I just kind of started, and, I was just in the social services, and I've grown so much as a person, as a man, and everything. And I guess the one thing I want to say, seeing that you're here, the one thing I want to say is and cherish the important people in your life. You know, don't take, especially during COVID and during these times. You know, I lost a good friend of mine, like I said last month, which was kind of hard. And Sana is like, you've been like one of my dearest friends. In all honesty, like one of my
Thank
dearest
you.
friends that if I'm
Same
going
to
through
you.
stuff, you're one of
Thanks.
the first people I will connect with and check in on, and I check in on you and make sure you're good and all that stuff. And I feel that that's important, you know what I'm saying? And I think we lost sight of that. I think we took that for granted before COVID. I think
Yeah.
people kind of appreciated during COVID, but now that things are opening back up and we're going back to our lives and the new normal and all this other shit, let's not lose sight of those things. Like me, even me and my sister were talking yesterday, and she's like, when I come to Toronto, I don't want to just hang with you guys and then you guys go your separate ways. I want to like bond and hang with you guys because y'all are my family, you know what I'm saying? And because
Yeah.
life is short and shit, you know what I'm saying? So appreciate the good people in your life. If you have someone good in your life who's dope and adds value to your life, hold on to that because it's very hard and very rare to
Yeah.
find really good, actual, solid people. There's a lot of fake shithead people out there. Have someone who's dope and amazing. Hold on to that. That's my final word. Mic drop. And I am out. But thank you guys for watching and supporting the lovely channel. I have some upcoming stuff I think that I'm going to be doing on my own, but then also me and my lovely friend Sana have some stuff on the horizon. I have to do research, so it's going to take I think it's going to take me a few weeks to get this research done. And then we will do we might do a vlog or just a podcast. We'll see how it goes. We'll figure it out and go from there. But thank you guys for watching. I love you guys. Love Sana. And I am out. Take care. Peace. And done.